Coming up on Juice and Java, our Riley Faye will tell us about the upcoming events for Alumni Weekend.
Plus, today is the last day of early voting in New York State, and polling places are still open in Onondaga County. Find out why officials are urging everyone to vote and how you can on the last day.
And a Your Story from our reporter, Charlie Goldberg.
Juice and Java starts right now. Good morning and welcome to Juice and Java. I'm Ilana Epstein.
And I'm Achkar. Thanks for starting your morning with us. So November is National Native American Heritage Month, and SU is holding multiple events throughout the month to celebrate. Led by the Intercultural Collective's Native Student Program, Native History Month celebrates the traditions and history of Indigenous cultures.
That's right, Marie. The festivities kicked off yesterday with a kickoff gathering of Native students. More events will take place throughout the month, with the next one taking place this Monday with a first-gen panel discussion. Now, Marie, I know yesterday you and I went to the Scano Great Law of Peace Center, and we got to look at all of the exhibits, and honestly, it was so great to be there. I feel like I really did learn a lot looking at all of the paintings and photos and exhibits. It was great.
Oh, there was so much there, and I highly recommend for our viewers to go visit because you will learn so much about history. I know Ilana and I got a great history lesson, and we got to see all the exhibits and the photos, so I highly recommend everyone takes a visit because I know that we really enjoyed ours.
We definitely
did.
And
as we close out the Halloween season, the SU Library's Special Collection Center is holding their fall exhibition today. The theme is, quote, destroy all monsters, developments in fandom, and participatory culture.
The event will feature the history of fan bases from many genres in music and film. From sci-fi to punk, the exhibition will have something for everyone. Stop by the Bird Library until 1 p.m. today to check it out. Now, Marie, I love music. I am a huge fan of a lot of different artists, as are you, and I think this would be so great. I mean, I know there's so much going on campus today with the game, but we could definitely stop by.
Oh, so I don't know if anyone knows this, but Ilana and I are actually roommates as well as hosts of this show, and so we listen to music all the time together, so I know that that is going to be an event that we would both thoroughly enjoy.
It's honestly, it's right by our studio. We can take a walk on the way there and stop by till 1 p.m. Perfect.
Well, now that Halloween is over, you may want to throw out your pumpkins. Well, each year, over 1 billion pounds of pumpkins end up in landfills after Halloween, and that contributes to annual greenhouse gas emissions.
And that's why the Oswego County Department of Solid Waste is encouraging residents to donate their Halloween pumpkins. The department will use the pumpkins in its compost pile. Residents can drop their pumpkins off at the Bristol Hill Transfer Station. Marie, didn't you do carve pumpkins out the other night? You did, right?
I did carve pumpkins. It was really fun. I wasn't going to, but then I was like, you know what? It's Halloween. Why not? And they're sitting in our apartment, and I'm so sad that I have to throw them away now.
Honestly, no, they did such a good job. Her and her boyfriend did it, and I have to say, I didn't even know you guys were carving the pumpkins. I was asleep. How did I not hear you? Were you playing like Halloween music? Like, what was the vibes?
We were actually watching Gravity Falls. That was
Gravity Falls.
Yes, okay, look, I watched that I think when I was like 10 or 11.
Me too,
and now I'm circling back to it as a 21-year-old, and I'm obsessed with it. And I should have gone as we could have been Dipper and Mabel for Halloween.
Oh, that's such a good costume. We're gonna talk about our costumes later, but I don't know how I missed that. I must have slept through the theme song.
Yeah, no, it was so much fun. But carving pumpkins is amazing, and I still cannot even believe right now that we are now going into Thanksgiving territory. We are now first semester seniors. Isn't that insane that we're now going to be at Thanksgiving?
It's so insane. There's so much changing, including daylight savings time, right?
Yes. Yes, well, if you're a fan of sleeping in, like me, you're in luck. Daylight saving time ends this Sunday, and that means all clocks will fall back just 1 hour.
And the end of daylight savings time is also a reminder to check your smoke detectors. Even though they don't have an expiration date, it's important to check that the batteries are working in case of an emergency. The fire department will install new smoke detectors with 10-year lithium-powered sealed batteries for free if you live in a 1 or 2 family home in Syracuse. Let's circle back a second here. How is it daylight savings time?
That's literally what I was just saying. What?
Time is flying by. We said we're seniors. It's getting so dark so early. I wake up for my 8 a.m. combat class. It's still dark out.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
So I take 3 cooking classes this semester, just for everyone else. And some of them go pretty late in the day. And I have to say, it is so disheartening walking out of class at 6 p.m. and seeing the moon.
I literally, and no, now it's like 5 p.m. Marie and I are getting ready for live at 6. It's already dark out.
It's so
already dark
sad.
out. And not only is it dark out, it's cold out. And We're going to toss to Matt Lesnik, who's our weather anchor. Why is it getting so cold?
Yeah,
Why?
Matt, what can you tell us?
Well, what I can tell you first, thanks a lot, Marie. What I can tell you first is that I personally love waking up to the dark, but one thing I don't love waking up to is rain and cold weather. Well, it's gotten a lot, the skies have cleared up right now. It's 43 out right now with some clouds in the sky. It was raining this morning, but there's also 8-mile-an-hour winds out there, so it's going to feel a little chilly, but looking in and around the area, it's 43 in Syracuse right now. In Rome, 44. It's a little warmer down south in Elmira, 46, 45 in Binghamton, 43 in Penyon, 43 in Rochester. But taking a look towards tonight, it's going to dip a little bit. We're not going to quite get into the 30s, but it's going to be just 40, still some clouds in the sky. The winds are going to die down a little bit, just being around 2 miles per hour. So if you are going out, you're still going to need that jacket. But that's all I've got right now. Ilana and Marie, I'll send it back to you.
Matt, thank you so much. Well, after the break, Vice President Kamala Harris starts her day by reacting to a clip from CitrusTV.
That's right, and our political anchor Luke Radel is here making his JJ debut as we count down to Election Day. We'll be right back.
Got a quarter?
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
You're watching Juice and Java with Ilana Epstein, Marie Achkar, and Lily Evans. Now, your morning news continues.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Early voting in New York State began last Saturday, but only select polling places are allowing for it.
That's right, Marie. And today is the last day for early voting here in New York State. So our Caitlin Campbell has more on the process.
Election Day 2024 is just 3 days away, but for some, they have already cast their vote.
It takes probably 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, people across the state of New York have been able to vote by early voting in select polling places, one of them being at Beecham Library. It provides a seamless, stress-free process for all to participate.
Just like any other day that you would normally be there on Election Day, you come in, there are 2 or 3 volunteers from the Board of Elections that will get you registered for your ballot.
And just 4 minutes could decide the future, whether it be on the local level or national.
Because it does make a difference. We have some elections that come down to, just a difference of like 8 or 9 votes. Right here in Onondaga County, we had one that came down to just 22 votes.
Whether you make it to early voting or vote on November 5th, the main message is to get your voice heard.
Well, it's the foundation of our democracy.
any democracy, in any republic, government is theoretically. So it's our opportunity to say what we want, who we want, and in some respects, how we want things done.
Voting registration is closed, but people can still find places like Beecham Library to vote up until tomorrow. The next chance to do so will be on November 5th in person at local polling places. In Syracuse, Caitlin Campbell, Juice and Java.
Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. The election is just 3 days away, so every moment right now matters. One moment from yesterday with Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has gone viral, and it even popped up last night on CNN.
Yeah, well, joining us now is the person who asked those questions. It's going absolutely viral right now. Our political anchor, Luke Radel. Luke, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and
Yeah.
It's interesting to walk into the station and then see the Vice President of the United States live on MSNBC and Fox News. Here's what she had to say about some of our reporting from yesterday.
I also want to speak to the comments that have been recently made by the Speaker of the House. It is just further evidence of everything that I've actually been talking about for months now about Trump's intention to implement Project 2025. We have talked repeatedly, and the American people know what's in it. We've talked repeatedly about their intention to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, now to get rid of the CHIPS Act. And let's talk about manufacturing, which is a critical issue for many of the states that will make the difference in this election.
So if you're curious what exactly the Vice President is talking about there, we actually have some of the coverage of it last night on CNN. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Listen to what House Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican, what he told Luke Radel, a student from Syracuse, when he was asked, will he try to repeal the CHIPS Act if they keep that majority? Obviously, the CHIPS Act, for those who don't know, bipartisan law, encourages companies to make more semiconductor chips here in the U.S. And I should note, timely for this soundbite you're about to hear, happens to be bringing $100 billion worth of investment to the Syracuse area.
The former president has said that he doesn't support the CHIPS and Science Act. You voted against it. If you have a Republican majority in Congress and Trump in the White House, will you guys try to repeal that law?
I expect that we probably will, but we haven't developed that part of the agenda yet. We got to get over the election first, and that's why we're so happy to be in New York's 22nd.
Yeah, and I should note, Speaker Johnson says he misheard that question. An excellent question from Luke.
I bet he
Sean,
did.
Obviously, to Caitlin Collins, that was really exciting. And she talked a little bit at the end there about how the speaker has since come out and clarified his comments, said that he misheard the question I was asking him. I asked him if he wants to repeal the CHIPS Act, which is part of what's bringing Micron here to Central New York, as well as a lot of other chips manufacturers to other swing states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina, really important states in the presidential race. He says that he thought I said the word reform. Do you want to reform the CHIPS Act, which I find really interesting because the words repeal and reform sound nothing like each other at all.
Yeah.
And we were standing like super close to each other, like 4 feet apart. But you know what? He's got to clean things up as best he can. You see the congressman behind him, actually, if you watch the full video. It's about 3.5 minutes. The congressman actually disagrees with him to his face about that issue, which is really fascinating to see.
I definitely think throughout the day more comments are going to start to come in, including maybe even from President Trump. We'll have to see.
We'll see about that. I was really, the vice president this morning, Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, Governor Hochul last night. I was overwhelmed and still am overwhelmed. My phone is buzzing in my pocket.
How many views?
Still. We're over 6 million now.
Wow.
It was 5 million this morning. We're over 6 million now. So it's been.
And you gained how many followers overnight again?
We don't need to talk about the followers. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing I really liked about this story was that it's super substantive, right? It's about a policy issues that really matters to folks here in Central New York. These are real jobs, tens of thousands of jobs that might be coming to Central New York and wouldn't come if Republicans like Mike Johnson or Donald Trump repeal the CHIPS and Science Act. And so now they say they're not going to do that. Just by asking that question, it might have saved a lot of jobs here in Syracuse.
So Mannion and Williams, I mean, that race is neck and neck right now, but they have both openly said that they support the CHIPS Act. I mean, can you tell me a little bit about this race and how close this is? I mean, I know that they're neck and neck right now.
And how is this video going to affect that as well?
Yeah.
It's been really interesting. I think the video is not helpful, obviously, for Congressman Williams in the closing days of the campaign. A lot of support for Micron and the CHIPS Act here in the region. Congressman Williams is running an uphill battle. He needed to not have a moment like this. He needed everything to go right in his campaign. I would say that kind of the margin right now, I think the best night for Williams looks like him winning by about 2 points, and the worst night for Williams looks like Mannion winning by about 10 or 12. So this is definitely Mannion's seat to lose, the Democrat seat to lose, but we're going to have to see what happens on Tuesday. Tuesday night.
Yeah, and on Tuesday night, we're going to actually have reporters at both of their watch parties.
We are.
But let's talk about the general election between Harris and Trump.
Yeah.
What is that race looking like?
See, that one's way more competitive. So honestly, best night for Trump is like Trump +5. Best night for Harris is Harris +5. It's really, really close. Like, stupidly close in all the swing states. Every single one of them is within about a point right now. And again, closing comments like this one, Mike Johnson also said he wants to repeal Obamacare, which is not something that's very popular. That comment about Puerto Rico being garbage at the Trump rally earlier this week. A lot of things have not been going in Donald Trump's direction in the closing days. So it'll be interesting to see how that all shapes out in the next couple of days.
And Luke, do you think that we'll know for sure who's going to be winning on Tuesday night? I mean, can you give us a little bit of your thoughts on that?
So we're going to be on the air for at least 4 hours. We're going to be on until 1 in the morning. Ilana, I know you're excited. We need to start caffeinating here before we get into it.
Oh, we're going to have so much coffee.
It's going to be great. And so at least 1 in the morning, maybe 2 in the morning. We'll see what happens. And I think we will know a lot, but I don't know if we'll know everything. I think there are some cities, particularly Detroit and Milwaukee, that might not even start reporting until 3 or 4 in the morning. Those are going to be big, important places to watch as the race goes along. So I'm not confident we'll know by Tuesday night, but I think by Wednesday or Thursday we'll know for sure. It won't be like 2020 where we had to wait until like Saturday to get a winner. I think we'll know before then.
And just one last question for you. You guys are holding that election special on Tuesday night, which is super exciting. What exactly will you guys be talking about in those 4 hours?
We're talking about everything. We have so much time. We have so many things to talk about. We're going to be covering all the important races in the swing states for president, all the Senate races, a bunch of House races here in New York, including the 22nd District. Ilana, you'll be joining us on our panel. What are you
I will.
I'm
going to be, keeping my eye out on social media. That is my thing for sure. We're going to be on X. We're going to be on TikTok. We're going to be seeing what Gen Z is saying. We're also going to be following the campaigns. We're going to be following those congressional races and all the swing states. What's happening on social media? That's what I'm going to be talking about.
See what's trending on Twitter right now? It's the CHIPS Act, so that's pretty
it's
cool. We love to see that. We love to see that. Hopefully by Tuesday everything will have subsided and my mentions will be back to normal. That's the idea.
We'll see. But hey, maybe not. But thank you so much, Luke, for joining us. That was so great.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here. Happy to make my debut.
Well, it's Alumni Weekend on campus. There are events all weekend to welcome the alumni home. Our Juice and Java reporter Riley Faye is live outside the Dome before kickoff. Riley, what's going on over there?
Yes, thank you, Ilana and Marie. I'm outside the JMA Wireless Dome where there's some enthusiastic fans on this cold day. Earlier, I was able to talk to one alumni who's visiting campus since 2020. Let's take a look. Go ahead. I'm outside the Dome joined by Paige, who graduated in 2015. Paige, how often do you visit campus or have you been on campus since graduation?
So I think the last time I came back was actually before 2020 for a different alumni weekend, so it's been several years, so I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you participated in any of the other events this weekend, or is football kind of the big thing for you?
Football is the main thing. Yeah, we love football, so definitely here just for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So why did you choose Syracuse? What would that have been, 2011?
Yeah, so I chose it because I wanted a big school. I wanted a big school with a lot of culture. I'm from upstate New York, so I grew up with Syracuse. They had a great program. I graduated from the I school, so just a very good, strong reputation. So I really just enjoyed that about Syracuse.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you continue to support the Orange from home, watching football?
Oh yes, definitely, and basketball as well. Yes, of course.
For sure, those two. Well, thank you so much for your time, Paige. It's great to meet you. And if you're interested in more of the Alumni Weekend events, you can go to hughescommunity.syr.edu. Back to you guys. Minutes until kickoff, but there's still plenty of events for Alumni Weekend for the rest of the weekend. Reporting live from the Dome for Juice and Java, I'm Riley Faye.
All right, thank you so much, Riley. And well, this individual I'm about to talk about isn't a Syracuse alumni. However, he's a local hero. Will we meet 10-year-old James Everett after the break?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To Juice and Java, get ready to meet an ordinary local 10-year-old Cub Scout, who has done something extraordinary.
Here's our reporter Charlie Goldberg with this episode's edition of Your Stories.
Thank you so much, guys. Not all heroes wear a cape. In fact, this one wears a backpack. He's still in elementary school. As one night, 10-year-old Cub Scout James Everett saved his mother's life when she was having a deadly allergic reaction. This is his story.
Float on water. Yeah, it actually floats on. We put it in the bathtub and it like just floated.
10-year-old James Everett is your ordinary Lego-loving, kickball-playing kid. But one night, he did something extraordinary, saving his mother's life.
As I gave myself the EpiPen.
Well, a little bit of technical difficulties right there, but 10-year-old James Everett, basically what happened was his mother was in anaphylactic shock on the ground, and he came to the scene. He overcame his anxiety and issues and called 911. On the 911 call, he was calm, he was cool, and he was collected, and he saved the day. And in the town of Syracuse, he was really seen as a hero. The Cub Scouts gave him medals, the police called him out in front of the whole school and honored him, and James has continued to grow and be an inspiration for others here in the area. We are all very proud of James, and be sure to tune into the CitrusTV YouTube channel to see the full package. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. Ilana, Marie?
Well, Charlie, thank you so much. Hopefully we can get that story later in the show, but in the meantime, we want to take a quick look at the traffic today, especially since it's game day. We know it's going to be super crowded.
It is. I mean, so many people are here. I know my friend is coming. She's staying with us tonight. There's so many alumni in town, and it's Halloween weekend. I know that's what the kids call it. Halloween weekend, alumni weekend. There's so much going on. It's so busy here. So, Matt, what can you tell us about the traffic right now?
Thanks, Lana Marie. Well, right now, it doesn't look too bad, even with all of the game day festivities going on. And as you said, there's a lot going on this weekend. But as of right now, out on I-81, it looks pretty clear. It's maybe picking up a little bit. It might get a little more congested as we get closer to the Dome. But as of right now, it looks pretty clear for those trying to get to the game. But as of right now, that's all I've got. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Matt Lesnik, thank you so much. When we come back, we'll have your full 5-day forecast.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. Taking a look at your full 5-day forecast. As you can see right here, today going to be only a high of 47 for game day, but it'll get a little warmer going into next week. We get into the 50s tomorrow with a high of 53, and those clouds are going to go away just for a day. Monday they're going to come back with some potential of showers, but it'll be 61. And Tuesday for Election Day, you're going to get some great weather once you go out to vote. It'll be 75 with a low of 63. And Wednesday, you'll get another chance of showers. It's going to dip back into the 60s, 49 the low there. But yesterday was the first day of November, and and when I think of November, I think Thanksgiving. And for Thanksgiving, what's one of the best desserts? It's pie. So my trivia question for you today is, what is the most popular pie in the most states in the United States? Is it A, cherry pie, B, apple pie, C, key lime pie, or D, pumpkin pie?
I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna say apple pie. Apple pie, I feel like it's the most common thing. I mean, apple or pumpkin, but I'm gonna go with B.
I'm gonna disagree. I love key lime pie. I went to the Florida Keys this summer and it was so much fun, and key lime pie was everywhere and it's phenomenal, and I think I'm gonna go with C. And also, any standardized test, if you never know the answer, you go with C. So that's gonna be my choice.
Charlie, what about you?
Wait, the key lime pie is because of Florida Keys?
Oh my gosh,
I'm learning that too.
That's insane.
Wow.
Wait, I think it actually is.
I don't think so.
No,
okay, Charlie, what's your answer?
That'd be really cool. I like, personally, apple pie a lot.
All right,
so I'll
what's
go
the
with
answer?
Now, you're actually all wrong. It's going to be A, cherry pie.
Cherry pie?
In 11 states, it is the most popular pie.
That's, you know what, I love how you're coming in here and giving us like some new information, because honestly, I would have never, ever guessed that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Wow.
I do love pie though, and I'm learning how to bake it right now in one of my classes.
Really?
All right, guys. Well, it may be November 2nd, which is crazy, but people are still celebrating Halloween, including us. And in fact, there's a few costumes that have gone really viral.
Well, that's right, Ilana. Heidi Klum is known for being the, quote, queen of Halloween, and I know that this year she was E.T.
Take a look at that. Take a look at that. I mean, so I don't know if you guys could see, this was all over Instagram, you know, a bunch of news articles writing about it. Her face is like painted to be part of E.T., and it's like her neck. So you can see like her eyes and her mouth, and that's where she is. And the face moved with her. I'm explaining this horribly. I kind of wish we had a video, but she goes all out with these costumes. She's known for her iconic worm costume.
Yes,
which I know we talked about. But E.T., I mean, come on, I think she did this with her husband. That's an excellent costume. I mean, okay, so we talked about Heidi Klum's costume. What was your guys' costume? Was it as good as Heidi's?
No, not nearly as good.
What were you, Charlie?
Well, I was a Ghostbuster one night.
Okay,
love it.
That's a good one.
Who you get a call. And then also, I was last night, Where's Waldo? And when I tell you I got harassed while walking around, I mean it.
Did you do Where's Waldo with like a ton of other people?
No, I was
because I saw like 15 Where's Waldos.
I did see a lot of
Waldos. Yes.
I was the only Waldo, at least, you know, that I knew of. But I had so many people coming up to me. Oh my God, I found you. I found you.
That's a good costume. That's phenomenal.
It was a nice icebreaker, but it just got really old.
Yeah, really old. What about you, Matt?
So, okay, Halloween is not a holiday I'm usually too creative with. I'm one of those people who I'll throw on a jersey. I've worn the same one. I bought a Happy Gilmore jersey in 8th grade.
Okay.
And I've worn that for every year since, I think.
So it's like a tradition at this point.
Yes.
Iconic.
Okay, yes.
We'll take that. Ilana and I did a few different costumes. We were JoJo Siwa one night.
New JoJo, old JoJo.
So JoJo with the Bobo, and then JoJo in her Karma era, and I think she says that this is one of the most dramatic.
I've never made this dramatic of a switch before. We made the TikToks. Go to our TikToks to see the full videos.
Yes.
But we have more costumes. We have a costume tonight. We're also being Sharpay. Right?
I'm so excited. We're all, how many of us are there? Four? Four of us. We're all doing different Sharpays.
Yes. So excited. And so excited for that later. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for Juice and Java this morning.
Check us out online at CitrusTV.com and follow us on Citrus TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Marie Achkar.
And I'm Ilana Epstein. Have a great afternoon, Syracuse, and enjoy the game.